Hello. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
So, when we start here, can you just tell the people at home your name and where you're from?
Sure. So my name is Marium. I am from Texas, and then before that, Canada. And
Okay.
my family's Pakistani. I know I don't look it, but I promise I am. I am not Filipino.
Okay. So, your family, like your extended family, are they mostly in Texas or do you still have family in Canada?
I have like extended family in Canada, but mostly everybody is in Texas, though the children have all grown up, gotten married, and scattered around the world.
Okay.
Well, scattered around the states, I should say.
Okay. So, I've been talking to a lot of different people actually from states, South Carolina, Georgia, Chicago, Texas. You live in LA?
I do. I live in Los Angeles, right in the middle of the city. I
Okay.
moved out here about 10 years ago. Well, it'll be 10 years in September. I never actually wanted to come out to LA, and I'm surprised that I'm here, and I don't think I'm going to leave.
Ever?
Because you can't ever say ever or never, right?
Okay.
There could be something that might make me move. I mean, wouldn't everybody want to live in a different country? But for right now, I'm really happy here.
Okay. So, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today is COVID-19 and how it's been affecting your personal life and your work. So, what kind of work do you do?
So I am the communications director for the American Red Cross Los Angeles region. And I've been in this position for about 15, 16 months. Then the coronavirus hit here. I mean, with everybody, it hit March, right? But I think LA started responding to it really fast in the early March. So it had a massive effect on me, the city, the job that I do.
Okay.
We, because we work for the Red Cross, this our region here of Los Angeles went into action pretty fast, and we started helping the local unified school district in handing out meals because they had decided to close the schools, recognizing that 80% of their 700,000 students get reduced cost or free lunches. They were nervous that people would have food insecurity or would go be going hungry. So they decided to hand out food because they had the cafeteria, they had the staff, they had the inventory, and they just needed, they asked for our help in handing it out. So for the past, I mean, it's almost May now, but for the past 7 weeks now, we've been mobilizing our volunteers to help get the word out that we're handing out food. And then also, we also had a blood shortage because of the lack of all the canceled blood drives. And so we were helping to recruit that more. We've been doing a lot of initiatives to try and help people respond to this, what is in essence a disaster, and how do you prepare for it? Because we have a lot of resources from just how to deal with it, to mentally deal with it, to dealing with race relations, and just a lot of things that we're trying to step in and really not answer or take on, but more like bring our community partners together to have a conversation because we're really invested in this county and what's happening here.
Uh-huh. So, before the coronavirus pandemic, were you working from home or were you going into an office?
No, I was going into an office. And the funny thing is that my staff and I, for the communications department, we had already gone half remote. So we would work half week in the office and half week remote. And we were moving toward going and having everything of ours on an online platform. So if anything happened, we could just take our computer and go and be able to work. And then this happened like 3 weeks later. So we actually were prepped to go for it. And not just my staff, but our whole region had been
Mhm.
preparing because this is what we deal with. We deal in disasters, and we deal in preparedness for that disaster so that anybody can walk in, be able to access the files they need to, the information they need to, and then do their job. One thing people don't know about the Red Cross is that 90% of the work that we do is done by volunteers. That's a lot of work. The idea is that when if anything were to happen, especially where you are in Atlanta, if there was a hurricane or if there's anything, I need to knock on wood because I don't want that to happen to you. Um,
Okay.
and that's the running thing with the Red Cross. If you say it, go knock on wood somewhere so it doesn't happen. Like you can't say the well. Anyways, I'll go on. But if you were to go into a shelter, most of the people helping you in a shelter would be our volunteers. So we had to make sure our stuff was available to everybody. So going remote was pretty easy in
Mhm.
that respect. I mean, the hardest part is just being here. Do you watch the Daily Show?
Yeah, with Trevor Noah, the socially
Oh
distant
yeah, the social, what's it called? The social,
distancing, the
right.
daily social distancing show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you see this one where he was talking and he's sitting on one side of the couch and he's like, "Hey, I'm at work," and he's like working, and then he like slides to the next part of the couch and he's like, "Oh, it's the weekend." And it's hard when that's the distinction that you're making between my 9 to 5 and my before I
sure.
go to bed, right? So there's
Yeah,
just been issues like that, and just being alone and a lot of people have been commenting. I'm not sure if you've experienced this too. Like the people think that they feel like we're not just me, but my friends and stuff that we're working more,
mm,
um, because we've cut out like socializing, you've cut out commute,
yeah,
so it's like you're just going through the job really fast
yeah.
or in mass quantity or volume or whatever. But yeah,
I have had that same conversation with my friends and
yeah,
actually coworkers. I've been texting them and saying like, I usually go to the restroom, I get some coffee, I get water, and I do it like 15 minutes
right,
away from my desk, and now it's
right.
like it takes me 2 seconds to get to the
Right.
bathroom.
Exactly. I mean, if you're even silencing anything, I'm like, I just put a meeting on mute. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Or you're coming with me and you don't even know what's happening because it's all on mute. Let's just be honest about what's happening. I mean, even
Yeah,
the idea of like how early I used to have to get up to go to work because I
yeah.
do live in LA and the traffic's bad,
Hmm.
and now it's like, oh, I have to be at work in 5 minutes. I'm just gonna roll out of bed.
I literally did that one morning. I woke up at
Yeah.
9:25 and I started working at 9:30. So
Right. Because I mean, really, no one's gonna see you. I mean, what did someone tell me? I love this. No one's gonna smell you. So he has no
oh my
idea
God.
what you're
Please, please still shower, please,
doing.
please.
Right, right. No, it's very important to have a routine and to get dressed. I agree. But there was like a week there where I had started to just wear my pajamas every day,
Hmm.
and I don't think I changed for a couple of days. Now I make it a
Sure,
point to get up and change my clothes because it actually makes you feel different.
for sure, absolutely.